Hello, I'm David Groninger here in Seattle, Washington, and the talk I'm going to give right now, it's called How to Get from Seattle to Hawaii. And the talk is basically on two levels. It's not just how to relocate to Hawaii, for example, if you wanted to move there and live there, but it's also how to get from any condition of life to any other desired condition. Because you'll find if you look at it at a goal, whereby it's a geographical change, like moving from one place to another, you'll find a lot of common themes or common steps that you can apply toward any kind of a change you want to make in any part of life. And there are four pieces of the puzzle that I'm going to offer as some tips on how to make this move. And they go like this. One is the benefits. Two is perspective. Three is fill your needs, and four is build the bridge. And number one, benefits. You want to identify the benefits that are available to you at this new place. In other words, if you relocate to Hawaii, what are the benefits to you in living there? On another goal, let's say your goal was to double your income and at a job that you love more. In other words, let's say you barely tolerate the work you do now, and you'd like to find a job that you love and get compensated twice as much, for example. So you would want to identify the benefits of that. Now on perspective, on the Hawaii example, you want to gain more of a perspective of what's it like to be in Hawaii. And if you go there and visit, for example, if you make friends who are there, you'll see a lot more once you're there. And looking at Hawaii from the perspective of Hawaii, you'll see a lot more than looking at Hawaii from Seattle. Same thing with a new job. You want to meet people who are doing the kind of work that you really would love to do and who are getting paid twice as much, because that will help you gain this perspective. And as far as filling your needs, well, one of the reasons why people would like to move to Hawaii but maybe don't is they fear that they might not get a job if they go there, or they might not, that housing might be very expensive, so their basic need of living at a fairly reasonable cost would not be satisfied, or they have friends here in Seattle that they don't want to leave behind. So the idea is filling your needs. Well, you would, in Hawaii, for example, you would find a way to get a good job there. You would find a way to live there, maybe get a roommate with become a roommate with somebody, share a house or apartment. Find a way that you can do it in a cost-effective way, and make a lot of friends there, so that you're not lonely. And of course, build the bridge. When you're continually going over the benefits, when you're growing in your perspective from that place, and you're finding better and better ways to fill your needs at that place, in so doing, this is building a bridge toward getting there. And each time you cycle through this, the benefits, the perspective, filling your needs, it's like a suspension bridge that you have these cables that come down from these main, the upper structure of the bridge, these cables that come down that hold up the bridge. Well, every time you cycle through the benefits, perspective, and filling your needs, it's like each one of those are another cable that comes down, and if you do this enough, you'll have enough cables to support your whole bridge all the way there. So it's like building a bridge. It takes work, it takes consistent effort, but it's worth it, and it is a lot of fun. Well, so as far as the benefits, whether your goal is to move to Hawaii or to get the job that you love where you can get paid twice as much, you identify the benefits, and then you go over these benefits over and over. You expand on these benefits. You conjure up the feeling level, the emotions that are present when these benefits, as these benefits would be available to you. And because these benefits, it's like the reason why you want to do something. It's fuel or energy that's going to, that you can use, that will strengthen your commitment to working toward this goal. Now on the perspective, One of the ways to gain perspective is just to go there. Go and visit Hawaii. Make friends who are there. Look at places to live when you're there. Do some job hunting when you're there. Gain a very, very good perspective. And this also leads into getting your needs met, because if you're making new friends there and you're looking at places to live, looking for work, you might find that it's a lot less expensive than you thought to live there. And you might also discover that the opportunities for employment or for having a business over there are much more feasible than you thought as well. And then, of course, the building the bridge, this is your consistent effort in going over the benefits, building a greater perspective, and filling your needs. And you've heard the story about the, it's easier to make your second million than the first million. And of course, it's because when you're making your second $1 million, you're only making $1 million, but you're making it the second time, and you're making it from a perspective of already having done it. So you know you already have done it, so you have the confidence. You know how you did it, so you might just repeat it and do that again. So it's easier because you're coming from that perspective. Now, when you're making your very first million, you're doing it from a perspective of never having done it. So you might have more doubts, more uncertainty. Hey, is it going to happen? Should I be doing this? Is it going to take too much of my time and energy, or whatever? And there's a funny little quote that goes like, well, I'm going to make my second million first because it's easier. And, you can, but it's easier because of the perspective. Well, as you gain the perspective of where you'd like to be, whether it's Hawaii or the better job, as you gain the perspective, it's like already having done it, and now you're going to do it again. And the interesting thing about attraction, the word attraction, is it comes from the word tractere, which means to pull. Like a tractor is something that pulls something. A tractor beam, like in the science fiction movies, a tractor beam pulls something. Well, as you gain a perspective from, let's say, from Hawaii, it's like having a tractor beam. Even though you're still living in Seattle, you're literally pulling yourself to Hawaii the more you have that perspective. See, it's like if you're at the top of a mountain, looking down at a little village that you live in, way down below. You're looking at it from a broad perspective, and you see a very broad situation there. You see a lot of other little villages, and also you see a lot of different routes on how you can get up that mountain. Now, if you're looking down from the village to the mountain, up to the mountaintop, your viewpoint might be a very narrow perspective. It might be a very narrow corridor through which you're looking at where you want to go, and you might not see a lot of the opportunities. You might not see a lot of the neighboring villages that have people that could maybe help you get up there. You might not see a lot of the other pathways that might even be easier than the one that you're taking. It might be easier or quicker. And however, from the perspective of the top of the mountain, you can see all of that, and it's a lot easier to get there. It's like once you've gone to the mountain once, it's easier to get up there the second time, because when you're up there, you can look down and you can see all the other routes. Well, the same thing goes with gaining the perspective when you want to move from Seattle to Hawaii. Go there and visit it. When you're there, you're going to see things that you couldn't possibly see when you're in Seattle. Just like when you're in the mountaintop, you can look down at the village and you'll see all the other neighboring villages and all the other roadways leading to that mountain, things that you did not see when you were at the village. Well, when you're in Hawaii, you're going to see ways to get there that you couldn't have possibly seen from Seattle. So the idea is to adopt the perspective of Hawaii from Hawaii, rather than to look at the perspective of Hawaii from Seattle. And that's going to act as like a tractor beam that's going to help to pull you there. And when you add along with it a list of the benefits, the reasons why you want to do it, the advantages to your life, the things that will make you happier or give you a greater sense of well-being, as a result of going there, that will add fuel to this whole tractor beam, and you will be literally setting up the situation that will pull you like across this bridge all the way there. And then, of course, filling your needs. Identify what your needs are right now that are being met at your current place. Like what needs are being met here in Seattle. You know, food, clothing, shelter, your friends, maybe you go to church or whatever. And look toward filling these needs in Hawaii. When you go there to visit, make new friends. Go to employment agencies or get an employment, a job search coach or a career counselor to help you find work. And find people maybe you can move in with, become roommates with, or find a way to live there inexpensively. In other words, you're looking for a way to get your needs met when you're there. One of the other ways of gaining a perspective of like Hawaii is to join meetup groups that are located in Hawaii, even while you're living in Seattle, because you'll meet people living in Hawaii. Join organizations and clubs that are connected with Hawaii. Subscribe to magazines and newspapers that are in Hawaii. Listen to the radio news from Hawaii. Watch the TV news from Hawaii. Look at web news and look at websites that are based in Hawaii, that are about Hawaii. All of these things will give you a greater perspective of that place. And you'll see a lot more about that. And if you join 5 or 10 meetup groups, and let's say every year you make a visit there, let's say it takes you 3 years to actually make your transition. Well, if each year for these 3 years you go there and you meet people in these meetup groups, if you're there for a week or two each time, you could go to 10 or 20 meetup groups that you've already joined and people that you've already been in touch with. So now you can create even a stronger relationship with these people, and some of them might be able to help you find a job and get a place to live, find the right church you want to go to, or other types of needs that you had here in Seattle. So similarly with your moving to another job, for example, you want to go from a job that you barely tolerate to a job that you really, really love and be able to get compensated twice as much. Well, you join meetup groups that are people that are doing this kind of work. You meet these kinds of people to gain this kind of perspective. You find out what books they're reading and you read them. What newspapers do they read? What magazines do they read? What associations, organizations, clubs are they members of? Join those clubs. You do everything you can to gain that kind of perspective and to start putting that kind of thinking system into the way that you are thinking, and you'll gain a greater acceptance of you being in that space. And so here are these 4 ingredients again. It's benefits, perspective, fill your needs, and build a bridge. And you're identifying the benefits that are available to you at the desired state of being, or at the new place where you want to move, like Hawaii. You're building a perspective from that place, and it's going to be a broader perspective because you're going to be able to kind of look back and see not only where you are now, but other places too. And in filling your needs, this is going to make a very sustainable transition for you by filling your needs. How many people do you know that tried to make it down in Hollywood? Maybe they wanted to be an actor. Somehow their needs weren't met. They ran out of money. They ran out of hope. There was some fundamental need that didn't get met, and they come back to their little town again because of a need that didn't get met. Well, if they really met all of their needs when they made that transition, even if they didn't become a famous movie star, they could at least still be there and still be working toward it. But in any kind of a goal in life that we're working on, if we are uprooting ourselves from fundamental needs, if we are cutting ourselves off from some kind of a supply line that fills a basic need for us of love, of friendship, of security, of comfort, whatever it might be, safety, a sense of well-being, if we are stretching too far and we're cutting the supply line of this energy flow, then we're going to feel very insecure as we progress there, and we're going to ricochet back like a rubber band that got stretched too far, and we're going to come slamming back. And it's for this reason that the filling of the needs is very, very important. So this is the end of David's talk for the night. And of course the talk was how to get from Seattle to Hawaii. And the talk is on two levels, not just how to relocate from Seattle to Hawaii, but on how to get from any state of life, any condition of life, to any other more desired condition. And it is being cognizant and aware of these four factors: the benefits of the desired state, gaining the perspective from this new level, making sure that your needs are met as you're progressing toward the level and while you're there, and be willing to build a bridge that goes there. It might take you some time, it might take you some work. Enjoy the effort, because whenever you're building towards something you really want, it really is worth the effort, and it might take some work. So enjoy the work. Well, this is David in Seattle saying thank you very much. And this talk has been on how to get from Seattle to Hawaii. And whether you go from Seattle to Hawaii or from any place to any other place, I want to wish you a happy journey. I want to wish you well. And keep in mind these four components: the benefits, the perspective of the new place, getting your needs met, and building the bridge. Thank you.